And welcome back to another video on the Wrestling Debate and to another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. And yeah, I mean, it's a big show today because it's AEW's first in Canada, believe it or not. It featured 6 matches, including 2 title results. So let's get straight to it. We kicked off with Renee Paquette, aka Renee Young, who opened the show and welcomed fans. She then introduced Canada's Christian Cage. Captain Charisma came out to a massive ovation from the crowd. Cage vowed to win on tonight's AEW Dynamite before taking a few shots at Toronto Maple Leafs. He then brought out his right hand of destruction. Luchasaurus was beheaded for the night's first match. A fired up Jungle Boy also made his entrance. But yeah, just so good to see Renee Young back in wrestling. Can't wait to see what she does in AEW. But anyway, then it was time for Jungle Boy, who charged at Luchasaurus in the corner to start things off. But the latter overpowered him in no time. Luchasaurus sent Jack outside and readied the tables with something sinister on his mind. Perry then wrenched his former as partner's arm against the steel post. Luchasaurus sent Perry into the guardrail to gain the advantage and continue the momentum with some stops in the corner. Jungle Boy came back by putting the Giant through a table with Sunset Powerbomb. Cage then came down from commentary to run a distraction, which worked Luchasaurus' favour, leading to a 2 count. Luchasaurus went up to the top turnbuckle, but Jungle Boy unloaded with heavy strikes. Luchasaurus caught his former partner and hit a choke slam for another 2 count. He then went for a fireman's carry, but Jungle Boy countered it and hit a crucifix bomb for a 2 count. Towards the end of the match, Jungle Boy had the snare trap locked in, and but Cage distracted him. This allowed Luchasaurus to recover, and he hit the cutthroat to pick up the victory. And yeah, overall, this gets a 8 out of 10 from me. A really good match. I would say even a pay-per-view match. Storyline's really good. Jungle Boy, it's going to make it feel bigger when he finally does get that win, I think. And yeah, really good match. Just increasing Christian and Luchasaurus being just massive heels, isn't it? It's then time for Wardlow and Samoa Joe versus The Factory. QT tried to mock Wardlow and Samoa Joe's team name before the babyface duo made their appearances. Joe and Wardlow took out Solo before the bell even rang. As match started, Joe battled with Marshall on the ring as Wardlow took care of Colorado outside. The latter entered the squared circle but ran straight into a chop from the Samoan submission machine. Marshall then went for a big move on Joe, but the latter evaded him by sidestepping his opponent. Wardlow was tagged in and he hit a bad bar on Marshall. Nick Colorado tagged in. Mr. Mayhem hit a lariat, followed out with belly-to-belly suplex. Joe was tagged back in as Wardlow went to top rope and applied the sentinel on Colorado. Joe then applied the Coquina clutch to pick up the victory. Post-match, Joe shoved Marshall into Wardlow for a powerbomb sympathy before the Embassy interrupted them. FTR challenged the Embassy as the ROH Tag Team Champions unveiled their partner Sean Spears. Aaron Solo was then hit with a big rig to win the segment. Bit of a weird segment. The match is okay. Still not fully convinced by this Wardlow-Joe tag team, but I just guess we'll see how it goes. And the post-match stuff was alright as well. Can create some intrigue, something for FTR to do, even though they should really be in the AEW title scene, but still 7 out of 10. It was then time for Swerve v Billy Gunn. Gunn started with a shoulder tackle, but Swerve came back with a low springboard dropkick on the legend. The action spilled outside with Strickland in control. He targeted Gunn's left leg and hit a chop block to take him down. The latter fought backwards and clotheslines and followed up with a jackhammer. He went for the famous, but Strickland evaded him and hit a rolling thunder flatliner. He then went up to the top rope and hit a Swerve stomp for a 2 count. Towards the end, Swerve went for a kick on Billy, but the latter shoved him away. Strickland then rolled his opponent up and held on to the bottom rope to pick up the victory. Post-match, the Acclaim came out to check on Billy. Mark Sterling interrupted them, and he owned the trademark for scissor meat in pro wrestling, and the Acclaim can't use it anymore. Moreover, he threatened to take legal action if they did. Bit of a weird match. Swerve got the win. But yeah, there's stuff I'm kind of intrigued to see what goes on. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. But moving on then, John Moxley was being introduced by Tony Schiavone, and he said it's good to be in Canada after 3 years. He then added that being a world champion is a dirty job, but he had better of multiple opponents. Hangman came out at this point. He thanked Moxley for his words on last week's show before praising him for being a fantastic father, husband and champ. However, Paige said he had issues with Mox calling him a kid. Moxley retaliated by saying that Paige isn't the same as 20 years ago, and he didn't have the same ruthless streak anymore. Paige then delivered a fire-out promo about being a father, a husband and a 31-year-old man. He added that he lost all his friends and he'll take this to fight Moxley next week. He then took a shot at MJF before the promo egg on those. MJF, 2 really good promos, and we know how good they are, and yeah, it definitely got me hyped for their match in the next few weeks, I should imagine. So yeah, good stuff. It was then time for Jericho versus Danielson for the ROH Championship. Both stars traded some vicious chops to start things. Danielson got the better of the exchange and sent Jericho outside. He then hit a suicide dive outside. Danielson then hit 10 punches in the corner of Jericho. Jericho started posing for the crowd before Danielson recovered and hit some heavy chops and kicks on the Wizard. After a brief exchange of chops between the 2 men, Danielson got the advantage and 4-on strikes on Jericho. The latter fought back with dangerous DDT. The action spilled outside as Jericho dropped Danielson on the guardrail. He then went to the top rope, but Danielson stopped him in his tracks. Danielson locked in the bell lock. but Jericho reversed it into the walls. Danielson recovered and applied the walls to Jericho of his own. However, Jericho rolled him up for a 2 count. Danielson then went for multiple knee strikes, but Jericho hit a code breaker for a 2 count. Towards the end, Maynard and Parker came down the ramp with the ROH Championship to help Jericho out as the ref was knocked out. However, Garcia grabbed the title as Danielson hit the running knee. The former portrayed Danielson, and Maynard rolled the referee back in the ring as Jericho picked up the victory. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Garcia 10 like that. I have to say, I was kind of surprised. I didn't really think it going. But still, yeah, a brilliant ending. Garcia Philly here again. Now, I think that role probably suits him best, to be honest. And yeah, on the whole, this gets an 8 out of 10. Really, really good match. Jericho comes out on top. But yeah, new feud for Danielson. Brilliant stuff. Next up was the customary women's match. Toni Storm and Hikarishi versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Hayter and Shida had some drop kicks to start things off. Toni Storm tagged in and hit a running hip attack. Hayter then hit a super kick after the rejection from Baker. Stopped Storm. Hikari, Shida and Baker then were legal competitors. Shida with the advantage, but Hayter tried to help Baker and got suplexed for on the apron as he inside ring. Japanese style and suplexed Baker on Hayter off back and forth. Toni came with a flurry of offense on her opponents. Baker stopped her and the heels worked on Hikari Shida. Towards the end of the match, Baker looked for the lockjaw, but Shida evaded it. Shida then hit the Falcon Arrow for a 2 count before Baker and Shida exchanged roll-ups, but Shida finally got the pinfall. Bit of a screwy finish, but still a fun match. Babyface getting the win. Shida v Storm potentially incoming. I don't know, but yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes. But not bad at all. 7 out of 10. And it's then time for Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic Championship in the main event. Pac starts the match by mocking Cassidy and hitting the weak-looking offences. He then took out Cassidy's hands out of his pocket. The action spilled outside as Pac hit a tombstone pile driver on the ramp. Cassidy rolled down the ramp in comedic branded to break the 10 count. He used Pac with a DDT at ringside and then followed up with another inside ring. He then used the orange punch for a 2 count. Pac recovered and hit suplex, then followed up with a brutalizer, but Cassidy somehow made it to the rope. Pac tried to use title butts, but Danhausen was there and he cursed the All-Atlantic champion. The ref got distracted and Pac attempted to use the hammer on Orange Cassidy, but the latter grabbed it. Towards the end of the match, OC hit a couple of orange punches to pin Pac and become the new champion. I'm just so happy about this. Brian match, gutted for Pac to lose the belt, but Cassidy finally getting a title is no less than he deserves. And Jet can't wait to see what he does with the belt in AEW and how they go with the All-Atlantic Championship now. But yeah, this match was just brilliant. 8 out of 10, great stuff. Overall, AEW Dynamite this week gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really good show this week. Some absolute banger matches. First match, Jericho Danielson, and the last match as well. And yeah, some really good storylines, etc. in there as well. So yeah, really solid show. And yeah, just need this on a more consistent basis from Dynamite, I would say. But yeah, definitely impressed with this show. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't thoughts, comments, down and follow us in show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.